Shalom, shalom. For the film, for the sake, Kalam, Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shabbat, Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great most on GMS, with the rule and teach well. See my brother here. Shema, Shalom, Yahweh. Let me get rid of this gum. Hold on. Yeah, I just wanted to get rid of the gum so I can, speak better. So this is from BBC.com. The black children were wrongly sent to special schools in the 1970s. And this was posted May 20th, 2021 by Ashley John Baptiste. In the 60s and 70s, Britain, hundreds of black children were labeled as educationally subnormal and wrongly sent to schools for pupils who were deemed to have low intelligence. For the first time, some former pupils have spoken about the experiences for a new BBC documentary. Right, so as I said before, BBC.com. You can find the article yourself. This is something I heard about. For years, I always knew about. I just never made a video on it, but I remember a brother was, talking about it at the, I think it was who mentioned it. I'm probably saying his name wrong, Slovakia, but I think it's the way you speak, like Emmanuel, Allah, I think it's how you say it, Emmanuel Allah, something like that. I gotta get back on my Hebrew. I gotta learn how to say that word in Hebrew. But he was mentioning that, about how they were doing that to Jakes that were, because it's not only something that happened in Britain, it also happened in the States as well, where Jakes who were like kind of bad in class, like kind of running around and like couldn't sit still or whatever, they would label them as, developmentally challenged. When they're not developmentally challenged, they're just young, I have, young family members, they're not so young now, but they were young, and they would just be running up and down when, I was a kid. I was running up and down. I mean, I wasn't really doing that at school or whatever, but still bored out of my fucking mind, but they don't, take that into consideration. They just want to put the kid in special ed and, get them all these drugs and shit, get them all this medication, and then they fuck them up for life, and they can never get, a good paying job, as it's going to talk about. So in the 1970s, at the age of 6, Noel Gordon was sent to what was known at the time as an educationally subnormal boarding school, right? And we know that sub means like less than, it's like less in a way, like they say subhuman, damn devil, man. 15 miles away from his home, and 15 miles away from his home, that school was hell, says Noel. I spent 10 years there, and when I left at 16, I couldn't even get a job because I couldn't spell. I filled out a job application, right? Maybe because he didn't know language. It's going to talk about a year before joining the ESN school. No, I've been admitted to a hospital, to a hospital. That's really bad. But okay, this is like, professional paper. You guys got to proofread, man. He was given an anesthetic, but transpired that Noel had undiagnosed sickle cell anemia, and the anesthetic triggered a serious reaction, right? Noel said the resulting health issues led to him being perceived as having learning disabilities and being recommended for a special school, yet no evidence or explanation of his disability was ever given to him or his parents, right? Someone came and said they found a special boarding school with a matron where they take care of my medical needs, said Noel. During that conversation, they also said Noel was stupid. Man, it's devils, bro. When those parents were not made aware that this new school was for the so-called educationally subnormal. They had moved to England from Jamaica in the early 60s and had high expectations for their son's education. His first night at boarding school, 6-year-old Noel lay alone in his bed crying for his mom. The school felt cold and institutional. Right, we can skip on down. The school didn't teach a curriculum, right? You see here dealt with racial slurs, and no one gave a fuck, right? Because of curses, right? The school didn't teach a curriculum, although Noah was given a book to write in by a teacher. He was never taught basic grammar, how to spell. He did some basic addition and subtraction, but during classes he mainly did crafts and played games. His parents only realized what kind of school it was when Noel, then 7, was punched by a 15-year-old boy and his father that visited for the first time. Noel calls his father saying to the headmaster, "This is a school for handicapped children." Using the outdated term, the headmaster replied, "Yeah, but we don't like to use that word. We call them slow learners," right? So they just put this Jake. I'm not gonna read the rest, but he took this Jake and he was just a little sick. Right? He had a illness, right, which actually was caused by their own anesthetic. Right? He had a bad reaction to anesthetic, to the chemicals, and then here they are trying to put him in a school for special ed wrongfully, and this is stuff this damn devil does. Right? So let's go into some precepts. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy 28. Verse 37, and that shall become an astonishment. Next is start here, verse 15. So never mind. We should have passed down our hearken to the voice of the Lord, that power to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. Thou his curse shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? So this is all the old covenant, that salvation was basically through the law. Right? And if we didn't follow these laws, that this judgment was going to come unto us. Right? Not through Yahushai, be murdered for our sakes, right? For the whole elect's sake. Right? We're now in a position where now we're under salvation. Well, now we really do know, because it's always been is, that we really do be saved. Salvation really does come through faith and through grace, through the Lord's mercy and by having faith, and that we can't keep 100% of the law, right? Because I think it's maybe Hebrews 8 or somewhere like that. It goes into how the Lord finding fault, with the old covenant, gave us Yahushai to look forward to the new, right? And the new covenant is going to come in the kingdom, right? Because in that same book of Hebrews, that may have been the 8th or 9th chapter, it goes into how we'll have no need to teach each other. The laws will be written in our inward parts, right? And then you got to go to Revelation 20, and all those different script. 20. You can go into 20. There's a couple verses in 20. You can go into 22, Revelation 7, so on and so forth for the Corinthians. Talk about those new bodies, how there'll be no tears anymore. There'll be no more fear. Then you gotta, man, if you want to go into the kingdom, then you gotta go to the Isaiah's, man. You got Isaiah 60, and then it's you got Isaiah 14. These are things that I know off the top of my head that I like to bring out a lot. But oh man, I didn't even talk about Second Esdras, man. So much you can get into on that, right? But that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for that new covenant, right? And obviously we're not in that right now, because every week I have to come out here and still teach the people. I had to be taught, right? It's not a thing man, come out here, bro. No, it's a thing man, I still have work to do, right? Because, right, you brothers out there, before I came into Juve, you still have work to do, right? And y'all were teaching, teaching, and that word got to a brother like me. So I'm thankful, and then I do the same thing, and maybe, I reach out to someone, or whatever the case may be. What matters is, pertaining to Ezekiel 33, is that, you push the word out there. Now if they don't listen to you, then, the blood is off your hands. But, like it says in Iraq, man, you don't want to have, what use of knowledge if you hide it away, You're supposed to push it out there. So this is Deuteronomy 28:37, and this shall become an astonishment. a proverb and a byword among all the nations. The Lord shall drive thee, shall lead thee. And astonishment, horror, appallment, like, oh my gosh, waste, and I looked at the word byword, and it means, notorious, right? And these are things they look at. They look at us with horror. They look at us with, as a waste. They look at us like, as what I say for byword, what did it say? It said, like something notorious, like they say about, Jake, all of us really, other than the kingdom, that we're known for stealing and that we're all criminals and that, we're not to be trusted, right? Because what, right? Because, these curses, and I mean, you could go further up ahead, talk about how, the man should have an evil eye toward his brother and things like that, and basically you just have, this criminal element that was prophesied to sprout up among our people, this these evil elements, man, and then our people would be lost and just be out here bugging the fuck out, so let's get some more. All right, this is the book of Psalm 58:2. Yea, in your heart you wear wickedness, you wear the violence of your hands in the earth, right? Through the military, through the power system, through all of it, through the government, right? Through the violence, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. That's how they do their violence, through their power, right? This is a clear example with Joel 9:24. They have this power in the earth, and then they just use their power, to do little slick shit and constantly fuck our people over, And to this day, even though they're not doing, shit like they were doing back then, right? But they still fuck you jakes over, in Britain. And to this day, man, you got like poison the food, they get you the same bullshit. And it's the same shit everywhere, give you this bullshit ass food, economy ain't right, this ain't right, that ain't right, they may not look at you for certain positions or whatever. It's the same thing, you're not gonna get the same benefits of, that Esau be given to their own people. They're not gonna be fucking with y'all like that. They may give some of us may get certain places, but like, what I mean? We be selling out. But also, you can have a good job in general. I mean, it's not like, us in this truth, we're different from you people out there in the world, man. The Lord can actually bless us and maybe give us a good job, right? And give us the ability to support our families and allow us to still, rise up to a certain position. But, if you're a man of the Lord, man, you're not going to be like trying to become the president or some shit or prime minister. It's fucking ridiculous, The wicked are strayed from the womb. They go straight as soon as they be born, speaking lies, right? And that's what they are, man. They're estranged. There's a war. Estranged. Strange. Estranged. Alienated. Profane. Yep. Right? Soon as they are born, speaking lies, untruth, falsehood, deceptive, right? Leasing, right? Lying, right? They're liars, right? And that's what they do, And that's an example of it, right? They knew that Jake was wasn't mentally ill, but they put him down as mentally ill just to fuck his life up, And that's why you read in Deuteronomy 28, it should be, curse the city, curse the field. It don't matter where you Jake go. You go to Britain, you go to, wherever, I don't know Britain like that. You go wherever. You go to America, it don't matter. You go to any of these 50 states, you go to a dirt field, you go to here, you go to there, you Jakes out there still gonna get, the short end of the stick, right? You have to go to these heathen for, one of all things, you want food, you want water, you want to, do this, do that, you want to start a business, you got to go through them, right? So I'm going to let that be that. Hope all of you brothers are edified, and I'm going to let that be that. Shalom.